very pleasant good morning, respected vice principals, deans, faculty members, esteemed guest speakers, media team, and my dear brothers and sisters. I am from the Department of Social Work, 5th semester, and it is an honor for me to welcome you all today as we gather to observe World Day Against Child Labor, a day that calls upon our collective conscience to protect the innocence of childhood. This year's theme reminds us that while we have made a meaningful stride in reducing child labor globally, the journey is far from over. Let today be a call to action, to strengthen our resolve, amplify our efforts, and to work together across societies to end child labor once and for all. To begin, I now invite Ms. Lovi Aye, Assistant Professor, Department of Social Work, Tetso College, for the welcome address and to take over the felicitation.
Respected Sir Kulo Loring, Chairman, Tetso College, Dr. Hewasa L. King, Principal, Tetso College, Vice Principals, Deans, faculty members, and students of Tetso College, esteemed representatives from the District Child Protection Unit Chumukidima, members from the Child Helpline, Advocate Otoli Kids and Advocate Ateli Waisini, Guwahati High Court and Subordinate Courts, Ms. Sinablila Tudir, Labor Inspector Dimapur, students and faculty from next year, esteemed members of the Media House, distinguished guests and their participants. Good morning to you all. It is with great honor and enthusiasm that I welcome each one of you to this significant program organized by the Department of Social Work, Tetso College, in collaboration with the District Child Protection Unit Chumukidima and the Child Helpline, in observance of the World Day Against Child Labor. We are privileged to have with us Ms. Suniplila Sudir, Labor Inspector Dimapur, Advocate Otoli Kids of Guwahati High Court and Subordinate Courts. Your presence adds significance to our program, and we are thankful for your contribution to child rights, advocacy, and justice. We are equally pleased to welcome the students and faculty from this year. They are on their way, and we extend our appreciation to the Media House for documenting and sharing this important occasion with a wider audience. As we move forward with the session, I trust that it will serve not only to raise awareness, but also to deepen our understanding of the causes, consequences, and collective responsibilities surrounding child labor. May it inspire meaningful dialogue and action towards creating a safer and more just world for every child. Once again, a warm and respectful welcome to all. And in continuation of today's program, it gives me great pleasure to take this moment to felicitate our esteemed guests who have graciously joined us for this important occasion. To begin with, we are honored to have Sir Nikito, District Child Protection Officer, Chumukidima Unit, Government of Nagaland, with us today. Sir has been serving in this capacity since October 2024, and under his guidance, the unit has undertaken several commendable initiatives. Most recently, their office conducted a press conference addressing a school bullying case, during which they sensitized the media on child rights and protection and highlighted the do's and don'ts for responsible reporting in juvenile cases. May I now invite our Vice Principal, Dr. Rosie, to kindly come forward and do the honors of felicitating Sir Nikito. I take this opportunity to felicitate our two distinguished speakers for today's session. Firstly, we have Advocate Otoli Kids from Guwahati High Court and Subordinate Courts. She is a seasoned legal advisor and advocate with extensive experience in company law, arbitration, mediation, and civil litigation. Her specialization also includes cases under the NDPS Act, and she is well versed in criminal jurisprudence. I request ma'am to please come forward. We have our special speaker, Ms. Sinablila Sudir, Labor Inspector Dimapur. She has been at the forefront of implementing and monitoring labor standards in the district with a strong commitment to eradicating exploitative labor practices. I request ma'am to please come forward.
morning to one and all present here. It is indeed a great honor to be given an opportunity to speak on the topic of child labor, and would also like to thank the organizing team for making us a part of this event. Today, as we, along with the rest of the world, observe the 23rd World Day Against Child Labor, it is not a moment to feel proud, but to feel and to reflect upon the present scenario where we are still far behind in terms of child welfare. Child labor is a cruel reality that robs children of their childhood, their dreams, and basic rights. Instead of going to school and playing with friends, millions of children across the world are forced to work in farms, factories, shops, or even houses. According to the International Labour Organization, there are over 160 million child laborers globally. In India too, despite laws and awareness, many children are still working in dhabas, construction sites, or as domestic helpers. The main reasons are poverty, lack of education, unemployment of parents, and social injustices. Many families are so destitute that they rely on every member, even children, to earn a living. But in doing so, we are destroying the future of our entire generations. Let us not forget that children are not meant to earn, they are meant to learn. They belong in school, not in factories. Every child has the right to dream, to grow, and to live. Even our constitutional provisions guarantees and safeguard our citizens. Article 21 of the Constitution mandates that the state shall provide free and compulsory education between the age of 6 to 14 years. And this article was inserted by the Constitution through the 86th Amendment Act of 2002. Article 24 prohibits children working in factories. No child below the age of 14 years shall be employed to work in any factories or mine or engage in any hazardous employment. Article 39. The state shall in particularly direct its policy towards securing that the health and strength of workers and the tender age of children are not abused, and that citizens are not forced by economic necessities to enter a vocation unsuited to their age or strength. Now that we are all aware of what child labor is, let me take this time to give an insight on the Child and Adolescents Prohibition and Regulation Act of 1986. And with that enactment of the Netherlands Child and Adolescents Labor Prohibition and Regulation and Rules of 2024, it has marked a major policy step towards eliminating child labor in the state. More so, coinciding with the World Day Against Child Labor 2025 theme, progress is clear, but there is more to do. Let's speed up our efforts. These are the themes for this year. And to begin with, the Child and Adolescents Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act of 1986, it clearly prohibits the engagement of children below the age of 14 years in all occupations and processes, except in family enterprises and for child artists under special conditions. Adolescence is defined as individuals between 14 to 18 years of age. While adolescents are allowed to work, they are prohibited from being employed in hazardous occupation and processes listed by the government. Since we are all laymen, I would like to highlight some of the definitions which is stated by the law, so that we will all be aware of. First is the adolescence, means a person who has completed 14 years of age but has not completed 18 years of age. Second is the child, which means a person who has not completed his 14 years of age or as such may be specified in the Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act of 2009, or whichever is more. Third is the establishment, which will include shops, commercial establishments, workshops, farms, residential hotel, restaurants, eating house, theatre, or any other places of public amusement or entertainments. And the fifth is family. In relation to an occupier, which means the individual, the wife or the husband, as the case may be of such individual and their children, brothers or sisters of that such individual. Point number 3 is prohibition of employment of children in certain occupation and processes. No child shall be employed or permitted to work in any occupation or processes. However, there will not apply where the child helps his family or family enterprises, which is other than any hazardous occupation or processes set forth in the schedule after his school hour or during vacation. Work as an artist is an audiovisual entertainment industry including advertisements, films, television serials, or any other such entertainment or sports activity except circus, subject to such condition and safety measures as may be prescribed or provided that no such work under this clause shall affect the school education of the child. And the maximum working hours should be 6 hours with a gap of 1 hour in between every 3 hours. And no work between 7 p.m. to 8 a.m. Night work is prohibited, no overdue time, weekly holidays. These are the certain working hours for a child. And since we are all familiar with what is a family, or what is family enterprises, or what is artist, I will not zoom in too much, but let us all remember when we talk of a family, we are talking about a child relation with his or her mother, father, brother, sister, and father's sisters, and brothers, and mother's sisters, and brothers. And when I spoke of family enterprises, which means any work, profession that includes manufacturing or business, which is performed by the members of the family with the engagement of other person, and artist, which means a child who performs or practices any work as such hobby or profession directly involving him or her as an actor, singer, sports person, or in such other activities as may be described relating to the entertainment and sports activities. Point number 4, prohibition of employment of adolescents in certain hazardous occupation and process. No adolescents shall be employed or permitted to work in any of the hazardous occupation or processes set forth in the schedule. Example, stone quarries, brick kilns, work related to manufacturing, handling, grinding, cutting, welding, molding, or any other process involving inflammable substance or so on. The 5th point is the penalties. Since from the very beginning I have made a clear division between a child and an adolescent, there is also a penalty which involves here. Number 1. Whoever employs any child or permits any child to work shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term not less than 6 months, but which may extend up to 2 years, or with fine not less than 20,000 rupees, but which may extend to 50,000 rupees, or with both. The second condition is whoever employs any adolescents or permits any adolescents to work shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term not less than 6 months, but which may extend to 2 years, or with a fine of not less than 20,000 rupees, but which may extend up to 50,000 rupees, or both. And there are certain cases, whoever fails to comply with any other provisions of the Act or the rules made thereunder shall be punishable with simple imprisonment, which may extend to 1 month, or with a fine, which may extend to 10,000 rupees, or with both. And the next point, that is point number 6, how to report a child labor. We all know the child line number, that is 1098, which is open 24 hours. Second is you can report to the labor department, or you can go to the local police station, or district task force committee, or NGO working on child rights. Since we are all clear about the Child and the Adolescents Act, I would like to state this.
Our fundamental rights to education has remained neatly arranged in books and shelves, and we have scored very good marks in writing an essay on child labor. We have studied and accepted the problem, and it's high time that we put into practice and spread awareness. Not just about underage child labor or adolescents aged between 14 to 18 years working in hazardous conditions, but let us also set a reminder that there is a penalty for the defaulters. And thankfully, efforts are being made. Organizations, government, and concerned citizens are working to eliminate child labor. But the fight is far from over. We do have a role to play. If we see a child being forced to work, we must speak up. We must support education, create awareness, and help build a society where no child has to choose work over school. Let us raise our voices together and say no to child labor and yes to childhood. Lastly, to wind up, I would like to quote Oprah Winfrey, where she states, "Every time a child is saved from the dark side of life, every time one of us makes an effort to make a difference in child's life, we add light and healing to our own lives." Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, my name is Tetso, and I'm truly honored to be here with you all and to take part in this program today. As you've all seen, I'm an advocate by profession, and I dedicated my effort to protecting and promoting the rights, especially those who are vulnerable to exploitation and abuse. So today on World Day Against Child Labor, I'm here not just to speak, but to learn and share with you all. This day is a global reminder that no child should be deprived of the childhood, education, or safety for the sake of work. Every child deserves a life of dignity, free from exploitation. In all sincerity, me and my associates, advocate, actually, we just drove all the way from Guwahati this morning at 4 a.m. So I'm feeling kind of little deprived of sleep, and with the big cameras in front of me. To be up front, it's the first time behind big cameras, so in front of the big cameras, so I'm feeling kind of little nervous and jittery. Please bear with me. So I look forward to having an open and meaningful conversation with you all. Together we can voice for those who are unheard and the changes that the world needs. So when I saw the program, when your ma'am Lovi forwarded me the program, I was so excited to see the distinguished speakers featured in your program today who works in the related fields. And I was keen to learn and get more insight on this child level. So in certainty, like I claim no expert, but to get more insight, I'm happy to get this platform. Okay, so the World Day Against Child Labor is an international labor organization sanctioned holiday first launched in 2022, aiming to raise awareness and activism to prevent child labor. India has the absolute number of child labor under 14 years of age. So, awareness of child rights. Today we will talk on a serious topic, which is awareness of child rights, because many of us, we don't know what is child rights. As we know, children are the future of society, a nation, society or nation. We are obliged to protect the children so that they can be an asset for the future. Now, when we talk about child rights, we need to focus on many ways a child is deprived of the rights. We and society never care and notice how they are being misused. So, when we talk about child rights, there are many aspects of it, such as child being abused, which we will discuss elaborately. Please go to the next slides. So, these are the legal frameworks for children's rights in India. These are the constitutional provision. Constitution of India provides Article 14, right to life, right to equality. Regardless of our background, our status, we are treated equally under the law. Everyone is equal under the law. This Article 14 and Article 15, Clause 3, special provision for children. It empowers the state to make provisions to ensure well-being and advancement of children without being accused of discrimination. Article 21, a right to free and compulsory education, 6 to 14 years. The state is obligated to provide education without cost to children between 6 to 14 years, and attendance at school is mandatory. We all know this article. Also, Article 24, protection from child labor in hazardous job. Our ma'am speaker has already talked on this. No child below 14 years be employed in factories, mine, or any other hazardous environment. We have another Article 39, Clause E and F. It provides protection of workers, child development, preventing forced labors, protection from exploitation. So these are the constitutional provisions that provides legal frameworks for the child rights. Next slide, please. So, these are the key laws that protects the child. The Juvenile Justice Care and Protection Act. So this juvenile justice protects children in conflict with law and those in need of care. Those in need of care. A person under 18-year-old is alleged. If a person under 18 years, under 18-year-old is alleged or found to have committed offense, this juvenile justice give care and protections to those under 18 years. We have right to children of free and compulsory education. Act 2009 RTE. This ensure free and compulsory education for children aged between 6 to 14, which we have already discussed. We have the POXCO Act, Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act. This Act provides a legal framework to address sexual abuse and exploitation. This law also aims at protecting children from sexual assault, sexual harassment, and pornography. This Act also establishes special courts for the trial of this offense and provides child-friendly procedure to ensure free and supportive legal procedure for child victims. We have the Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act 1986, amended Act 2016. Bans employment of children below 14 years in all occupations. Lastly, we have the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2006. So, this act is aimed to prevent child marriage. It defines child marriage as any marriage where either a woman is 18 years, is under 18 years, or the man is under 21 years. This act provides prohibition of solemnization of such marriage, protection and relief to victim, and enhanced punishment for those who abet, promote this solemnization of marriage. It also attract rigorous imprisonment for up to 2 years and fine. Next slide. So why awareness matter is we can empower, we can give protection, they can give access to service, and it breaks the cycle. So when we empower children and adults, they know their rights. They can demand better treatments and protection. Like when we give protection, awareness helps to prevent abuse, exploitation, traffic, and child labor. When they have access to service, informed communities are more likely to access health, education, and legal support system. Also, breaking the cycle, educated and aware children are less likely to fall victim to generational poverty and discrimination. Next slide, please. So, effort to raise awareness. These are the states came up with these schemes. National Commission for Protection of Child Rights integrated child protection scheme, midday meal scheme, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. These are the schemes by the state to promote and monitors the rights of children. Next slide, please. So, how we can, the NGOs and civil society, organizations like the children, the CRY, like Child Rights and Youth, UNICEF in their work actively to educate and protect children. In schools, like including children's right in school therapy and public awareness campaign through media rallies and social platforms. These are where we can create awareness and prevent child abuse. So, how can we help the children? So, these are the ways we can help the children. So, we can teach the key rights. Firstly, we can teach the key rights to the children, like right to safety and protection. Like we can teach the kids like no one should hurt you. Right to education. We can tell the kids you deserve to go to school. Right to be heard. We can tell the kids your thoughts and feelings matter. Right to health care. Like when a child is sick, we have to tell the child that he has the right to see a doctor when sick, he or she. And right to family and care. Someone should care for the kids. Also, we can encourage open conversation to the kids, to the children, like let the children come up with questions, ask questions, listen. We can listen actively and make them feel safe talking about anything. We can tell the child what to do if the rights are violated. Like teach them how to speak to a trusted adult. Let them know it's okay to say I don't feel safe and this is wrong. These are the challenges faced by children in India: child labor and exploitation, malnutrition and poor health outcomes, lack of access to quality education, abuse and neglect. So, challenges faces in India are hazardous work involving dangerous condition, that is mining, construction work, domestic work, like often it's hidden, like working in household, we keep it hidden. Like in recent years, we have seen in Nagaland social media circulating, abusing children in many platforms, like YouTube and many social media platforms. So children should grow up with a sense of responsibility. Like learning basic skill and ethics at home is important for children. That doesn't justify treating them poorly. So also, like in the rural areas, it's agricultural work is very common. Often it involves physical demanding. Cause of child labor are poverty in families, lack of access to quality education, family tradition and cultural norms, weak enforcements of laws, economic necessities for survival. Next slide, please. So, why people hire children? Anyone have any idea why people hire children? It's very hot, so can we be a little interactive? Does anyone have any idea? Why people hire children? Because they are cheap laborers and less paid. Like business of its own benefits, hire children as they hire child labor for less pay, comparatively or compared to the adults. So in many cases, the children are exposed to many dangerous places like firecrackers, factories, building constructions, which is very dangerous. They have to work long hours, which is an abuse of child. We know that it has been prohibited by law to employ children.
Sorry. Behind every working child is a silent scream for help. Good morning, everyone. Respected, our honorable dignities, our professors, principals, and to all my colleagues present here. My name is Nito Luke Aomi from the Department of Social Work 3rd semester, with my colleagues Ito Chobi from the 3rd semester and Brendan from 3rd semester. I feel truly privileged to stand before you to present the poster or the topic World Day Against Child Labor, and which is observed every year on the June 12th. Before I start, I'll be starting with a question. When you look this poster, what comes to your mind? If you ask to anybody, like, if you did, what comes to your mind? And some people may say that it's just a paper, or it's just an art drawing by a person or a student. But when we see closely, there is a deep truth inside a picture. There is in this picture we can see that it conveys us that there is the struggle of the children they face, the pain they are suffering, and each image has a different views and different opinions and different meanings. So we'll be talking in one by one, and my friend they will be also presenting, and this will be my first presentation. The first picture we'll see is there will be a silhouette of a child carrying a heavy load of construction cranes, symbolizing how children are controlled and used in industries. And the shadow, there will be a shadow. The shadow shows us the industrial skyline. Industrial skyline, where reminding us that the children are working in a very dangerous environment. Instead of being in school, instead of holding a pencil, and instead of getting an education. And there are three powerful words that indicate, and that is the only solution of beating this child labor: to protect, educate, and empower. We must protect children. We must protect children from getting exploitation, and educate them, giving the best access to education, and empower the families so that no children is forced to get on work. And on the other of the picture, we will see there is an image of a child carrying a heavy load on his head, which is also a symbol of child labor. But what strike us most is about the shadow behind him. The shadow doesn't carry any bricks, but shows as a trophy, the holding trophy, which also is a symbol of victory, a success, and a potential of the children. So, what is the meaning of this picture and what it symbolizes to us? It's like this image presents the contrast and the transformation. The contrast and the transformation. And the contrast and the transformation, which the picture is showing that the child is carrying a heavy bricks, but the image reveals the potential of the child, the future, the fulfillment, only if by giving a chance to that child labor. And what message that it conveys to us? The message that conveys to us is it's a sign of victory of that person, that instead, if he or she is being in the school or study, then they can be a future doctor, maybe an engineer, artist, and a philosopher. But because of this child labor, they are lacking of this opportunity. So they are the future generation. So they are waiting to be seen and waiting to be faced and waiting to be freed.
If we want to make a better future, we must protect our children tomorrow. Good morning, everyone, respected honorable guests, colleagues, and my dear professors. Today, I'm very privileged to stand before you to present on the poster the World Day Against Child Labor. So the first poster here, we can see that the image here beautifully contrasts two realities. One, we can see a child who carries books and dreams of education, while on the other hand, a child who carries and work in a hard labor in the field. We can see that these two contrasting realities and see the difference of how one's privileged and one is underprivileged. By seeing the poster, we can see that the message is very clear. Children deserves to work. Children deserves and have the right to trade and not work on the fields. This day, this specific day, World Day Against Child Labor, calls us to reaffirm our commitment to ending child labor by promoting quality education and providing support to families in need. Child labor is not only steals someone's innocence or childhood, but also it traps generations into poverty. By working together, that is, by raising awareness, supporting protective laws and encouraging schooling, we can build a brighter, safer future for children. Education, it should not be considered as just a right, but education, we should not consider it as just a privilege, but it should be considered as a right where every child has the right to learn and grow. And that every children deserves a chance to learn and grow and live with dignity. On the second poster it also gives a very serious message. Here we can see that a small hand is holding a broken red crayon, symbolizing a child's crushed innocence and stolen childhood. And on the background, we can see the dark smoke of the industries, which reminds us of the harsh realities which is faced by millions of children around the world who are forced to work in labor and that they are also made to give up their dreams and this poster, it sends a clear and urgent message that we must protect children from exploitation and ensure that they are given the right to learn and grow. Every child that deserves to hold crayons in classroom and not just tools in factories and work. They have the right to learn, play like any other children like we do in our classroom, make friends and make memories in the schools or colleges. Around the world, there is 160 million children who are still trapped in child labor, and many of them in hazardous and dangerous and inhuman conditions. So let us raise our voices to support education and bring an end to child labor. Together, we can make a difference and where a future where no child is left behind in the shadows of industries.
To this program, respected Advocate Ms. Atolik Hits, Guwahati High Court and Subordinate Courts, and her colleague, Ms. Ateli, respected our Madam Sribila Sudhir, Deputy Inspector Dimapur, and our respected Chairman of Tetso College, Principal, Vice Principal, and all the staffs of Tetso College. I would like to thank also the media fraternity for coming all the way, and also all my staffs from CHL and Dcpu. Thank you all for also for all the participants who took part in today's program, and also the two institutes, Tetso College and Tetso. It was a short notice, but you all were. Today's program was all fruitful because of your participation. And also, I would like to highlight some of today's program. I would like to share. Today's program is today's program is World Day Against Child Labor. So you must be knowing that today we have heard many, we've learned so much from today's program. And also, I would like to let you know that juvenile. Who's a juvenile? Juvenile is a person who is below 18 years of age. So I would also like to highlight some of our works, our unit, our district child protection unit. We work with children below 18 years of age. So anything related with child, with abuse or child marriage, child labor, kidnapping, any abuse, we handle those cases. So we have a child helpline also, 1098. So anyone can dial in 1098, and within half an hour we'll reach that place and we'll take up the case. Also, today, okay, child marriage also. We have, I'm also holding the additional charge of child marriage. I'm also the district child marriage protection officer. So in Naga context, we don't have so many child marriage cases, but in non-locals, especially the Muslims, they have time to time we hear cases about child marriage also. So please do let us know if we come across such cases. We can dial in 1098 anytime, so we can handle those cases. And yeah, today's program was very fruitful, and I would also like to thank once again all the participants for taking part in today's program. Yeah, before I complete, I would like to take some time. I would like to hand over some certificates from our department. So, first of all, I would like to call upon our Vice Principal, Tetso College. Please come to the stage. Faculty in charge from NISA. Can anyone of you come? Thank you and have a nice day.